Oh, good evening. Good evening. It is Friday night. And guess what? You are here at Around the Table, a talk show for authors. Get ready for a very, very interesting Friday night with my guest tonight. And dry your tears forevermore. I know a name that will heal your broken body. That name will make a blind man see. Create a miracle if you only believe. On the name of Jesus when you feel so all alone. Do you believe in miracles? Do you understand that there's just one name that you call on if you need a miracle? Sometimes we don't understand that He will be right there in the midst of what you're going through. So tonight, I want you to remember, call on the name of Jesus. You are listening to original music tonight by Lorraine Barr. Now listen, Lorraine is an author as well, but most of all, Lorraine has an organization that assists women who are cancer survivors. She calls herself a cancer conqueress because Lorraine had a very rare form of cancer, but she decided instead of just wallowing in it, to build her faith where she can reach out and help others by forming this organization. And you can support this organization. You will see at the bottom of the screen her Cash App, $ Lorraine Barr 1. You can Cash App. Also, you can go to the website www.lorrainebarrinternational.com and you can help her to support this nonprofit. And once you're doing this, guess what? You will help women who are in need. Across the screen, you'll see some of the things that she supplies. You will see some of the things that she is actually doing to help these women's lives be more comfortable. Specialty bras, wigs, wheelchairs, breathing assistant machines, makeup, doctor's visit, and second opinion visit. Dawn, the thing is, Lorraine worked for a very long time helping cancer victims was her job, her natural job. Never ever thinking that she would have to deal in her life with actually having cancer. And you can hear she is a singer. She loves God. And now she has taken all of that with this rare cancer that she has, and she's putting it to good use. So we want to support our sister in her endeavors. She is getting ready to support a sister in Pakistan who is having breast removal surgery, mammograms, not mammograms. It slipped my mind, but you know what I mean. She is actually going to sponsor the first surgery of her group, of her organization, and it's so exciting for her. And I support her in this, and I want us to be able to support her as well. So, one more thing before I move on. This show is here because of a very special young lady who also had cancer. This young lady, her name was Alexis James. And when I started this show over 2 years ago, she produced the show for me and promoted the show for me. She did everything to help me with the show. And then she had breast cancer and could no longer do all that she did. And so I, at that time, stopped the show. Alexis passed away last May. And in October, I sat and I heard her say, please do not stop the show. And when I heard that, I made a decision that I will start to do this show again because I know that it will bless others. We always need to have a why. And my why is because I want to be able to celebrate my sisters and see them become healthy. And so, around the table is a place for authors, but we also want to be able to support breast cancer and any other kind of cancer that would become our sisters. And so, tonight, stick with us, be with us as we have this awesome interview tonight with my sister, Dawn Lieck. And so we're going to get started tonight. Dawn, listen, there's one thing that I do not do. I do not read bios. I believe that everybody can tell about themselves better than I can. And so I want to give you an opportunity to let the people know who you are. Go right ahead and let them know who you are.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I absolutely adore being on here and just chatting with you for a little bit. Again, my name is Dawn Lieck. I am a transformation life coach, an international speaker, as well as a three-time best-selling author and visionary. I empower people, not just women, men and women, to do it scared and embrace change at any age. That's pretty much. I'm a busy
Do
gal.
it scared
Do it scared every time.
at
Everything I say.
any age. Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Dawn, it is so interesting because sometimes you know someone for a moment and you feel like you've known them forever.
Yes.
And I think that's what has happened to me with you today. I think that that's what has happened. But I'm going to start by just asking you a few questions. And if you would just, why this book? And tell us, first of all, tell us the name of this book.
The name of the book is Finally Free. And
Finally Free.
yes,
Okay.
absolutely. And Finally Free is also the name of my business.
Okay.
Finally Free means a lot to me. And the reason being, just a little bit about my story and how Finally Free came about.
Please do.
At the age of 45, I woke up one day and I realized that my life was not where I wanted it to be. I was absolutely miserable. I was in a very stressful marriage. I was in a very stressful job. My health was out of control. And really, when I looked in the mirror, just that one day, I looked in the mirror and I realized that I had lost myself. I
Mm,
didn't know who I was or what I wanted, but I knew this wasn't it. And I had everything. I had a very well paying job. I had a husband of 20 years. I had the house. I had the cars. I had, the family. I had everything that society says you should have. And I was just, the only thing that I didn't have was myself. And
wow.
so I flipped my life upside down and completely changed everything. I left the 20-year marriage. I left the 20-year, $250,000 a year job. I lost 250 pounds. And I just did it all at once. And it wasn't until after all of that was done that I felt that I was finally free. I was finally free to be me. I was finally free to reach inside myself and understand who I was and what I really wanted instead of building my entire life around catering to other people, because that's what we do. We try to be the best mom, the best daughter, the best sister, the best everything to everyone else, and in the interim we lose ourselves.
Wow.
So yeah, and so that happened at 45 years old. So that's why I
Listen,
I do this because it's like any age this can happen.
this is so interesting. And this is exactly why I do not ask my authors to send me bios and information about themselves because I love this element of surprise. Number one, when I speak prophetically, you at 45 years old, the number four and five make nine, which means new beginnings, that you are about to be birthing. I'm sorry, birthing, that
Mhm.
you were in a place, in a position to birth who you were to become. And now I can tie it together and see why you are a transformational coach. But the other thing that really caught my attention was you lost 250 what? You
Yes,
got rid of 250 what?
yeah, a whole nother person,
Wow.
a
You
large
were just carrying this weight.
carrying the weight of everything, and all of my unhappiness manifested with the weight. I
Mm,
mean, that's what it was. It was that was the comfort zone. The eating was the comfort zone, and it just steadily kept coming on and coming on and coming on. And like I said, once I was finally free, everything just kind of fell together. I was doing
yes.
what I was supposed to be doing. And so I can actually walk in my purpose now without, trying to get permission from anyone else.
Yes, you said something key to me in our conversation. I am sure that all of that you had to do was do it scared and but do it anyway.
Terrified, terrified.
Wow. 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 This is just going to be one of those nights. I can already feel the anointing. I already see the positioning. So let me ask you, how long did it take you actually to get this book together and write it?
Um, it is an anthology.
Hmm.
So there are 21 authors. And so from beginning to end, I would say it was probably about 4 months.
Okay.
I spread it out a little bit, 4 to 5 months, just because I wanted to give. There was a lot of discovery with the authors. There was a lot of healing that went on as they were writing. There was a lot of disruption because they were writing this chapter, and for I would say most of them, this was the first time that they were voicing these
Mm.
stories of walking through fear and reigning triumphant on the other side. And sometimes most times we do very hard things that take so much courage, but we don't you know compliment ourselves or praise ourselves for doing it. We just say, oh, that's just what I do, and we kind of put it away and
Hmm.
tuck it away. And so when they started writing about their experience of walking through fear and making it to the other side, it really brought up some things. And they were putting this out to the world, and they were putting this in print. So the healing process throughout their writing was really something that we needed to take some time with, because oh my gosh, the transformation of these
Yes.
is just
Yes.
amazing.
Yes, it is so amazing because you are a transformational coach that you are there to actually witness, see each one of these people move from one place to another. Me, I'm a vision coach, and I get so much joy when I see my client have that end product in their hand and they said, wow, I identified this, I created it, and now here we are to launch it. But the great thing is that you spearheaded this entire thing. Did you do this during the pandemic?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
And so the story is it's one of those things. I said, well, I really want to do an anthology, and I really want to do it on fear. I want people
Mhm.
to be able to share that. And because of my personal experience, I could only wish that I had a book to pick up, or
Mm.
a coach, a transformation coach. Back when I did all this, there was no such thing. There was no such. So um, I really wish I would have had that support, or I could have picked up a book and read from all of these different authors on things that they had accomplished, to understand that I could make it to the other side. Because when you're in the midst of that, it seems like there is no other side, right?
Mm.
And so it makes us want to quit and backpedal. And so the support of it all was really the reason why I did it. But it was in the middle of the pandemic, and I said to myself, I kept saying, I really want to do this at some point, because God had given me the idea, right? But then I would just tell myself, you're in the middle of a pandemic. People don't have time. They don't have, they're not going to invest in something like this. It's just not the right time. And so God came back to me again, and he spoke to me and again, and he said, this is when you need to do this. And I argued about it, and I said, really, it's not the time. And so then the one day he spoke pretty firmly, and he was like, I'm telling you, it is now. And so
Wow.
on a Saturday afternoon and on Sunday afternoon, I launched it. I had an appointment. I had a session with my coach, and I said, I'm sorry, I have to cancel our session for today. And he was like, why? And I said, because I'm launching my anthology. And he goes, wait, what? What? You're doing what? And I go, he's like, do you have a job form? Do you have a website? Do you have a page? I said, I don't have all of that, because he didn't give all that direction.
Right,
He
right.
he just said, you need to do this now. And so
No.
that's what I did. And so I didn't have all the fancy things, not the web page, not the job form. I called each person, you talk to each person one-on-one separately, so that, I could understand what they wanted to do, and get a feel for how,
Yes,
how we could work together. So yeah, it just happened like that, right in the middle of that pandemic.
that is so awesome. But out of your obedience,
Yes.
there are 20 women who have faced their fears,
Hmm.
who have written it down, and now the possibility of the multiplication of what they have written, so that other women will be able to read this and be able to be finally free.
Absolutely.
That is just so awesome. So I do want to ask you this. There are a lot of people that are now doing collaborations and doing anthologies, different. How do you even start to bring 20 women together to do an anthology?
Well, it takes a little bit of work.
Okay.
Really, doing social media, call for authors, posting about it. But there are so many anthologies right now. So really, it's all in what your subject of your anthology. And mine was fear, and fear is
Mhm.
universal. So people resonated with that when they read what I had wrote, what it was going to be about. It resonated with them, and they were like, "Yeah, I can relate to that." And so I want to be a part of it. And so
Yes.
I put it out there and started posting about it. Hey, if you'd like
Wow.
to be a published author, come on. And so that's exactly how it happened. I'm telling you, it was very basic. There was no fancy technology to this at all.
Yes.
It was me and
Okay.
God.
Amen. Well, let's get into a little bit about the book. Can you tell me some of the titles of some of the chapters that women in this book wrote?
Absolutely. I have it right here. So I got my glasses on so I
So
can tell you
you're
it.
equipped.
No, yes, yes. Um, the one of the chapters is "You Are Enough." And that says it all right there. And it's
Hmm.
a story about someone who tried her entire life to meet other people's expectations so that they would like her, and from childhood on up, and she just finally came into herself. Now she's come into herself, and she doesn't worry about who likes her. She found a new tribe. She stopped trying to fit in her own backyard, and she went global. And
Yes.
so, she's done it. Um, and then we have, um, from now on, you're just someone I used to know.
Ooh,
Yes,
that
yes,
speaks volume.
yes,
From
exactly.
now on, you're just somebody I used to know. She's getting ready to walk into her new, isn't she, Dawn?
Yes, yes.
Wow,
And
that's good.
yeah, butterflies are beautiful and free, with purpose and passion. Take flight. Never let them see you cry. Taking the next step. Don't lose your cry. Through my pain, I found my purpose. Ignited by faith, finally free on purpose. Pain into power. Birthing my assignment, fearless, faithful, on fire. worthy to be loved, own your truth and rise, sick, silent, and stuck. And we had two gentlemen that actually wrote in the book, and one of them, his title was Life with a Special Needs Child, A Man's Perspective. And it touched
Wow.
mental health issues of men that are normally
Yes.
kept silent.
Yes, that's awesome. That is awesome. Now, which chapter in the book belong to you?
Well, that's another thing. I was called to be the vessel for this book. This was my
Uh-huh.
very first anthology. I did
Okay.
not write in the book. It was made clear to me that this book was not about me at all.
That is just so selfless. So
It
selfless.
it was very clear to me
Mm-hmm.
that
Yes.
this book is for the authors. You are the vessel. Um,
Yes.
you are going to help them through this. You're going to make this happen. But it was very, very clear that and from the very start, I knew that I was not contributing to the writing in this book because it was not for me. It was not.
Wow. You know what I'm going to ask you to do? Only because this is an anthology, and most times you don't see men attached to this.
Mhm.
So, if you would be so kind tonight to let us explore a little bit, would you choose something from one of the men's writings and just read it? Or you could do both, something from each one of them, because this is so fascinating to me. Because a lot of time men hide their feelings and they don't allow themselves to be as vulnerable as they want to be. This is something that I'm going to share. I kind of was a little tough in different ways. And my son taught me how to hug, taught me how to love, taught me. I mean, he would always come and he would hug me. He would be the one leading the kiss until I learned. And as a man, I was like, what? And very recently, I saw a emotional side of him that really surprised me, and it involved the situation with his daughter. But what it did for me, it made me realize that men are tender as well. So if you would just share something with us from the men's perspective.
Okay. Well, the author of this chapter is Eric Willoughby. He is
Okay.
also my son. So my grown son, and he is writing about my grandson.
Your grandson. Okay.
So, it starts out where his son had started having seizures when he was just 9 months old, and so
Okay.
they went to many different avenues to try and figure this out. And the doctor's explanation was that it was just a febrile seizure, and it occurs when the body temperature spikes at a quick rate. He'll grow out of it. He said medication was prescribed, and 2 hours later we were on our way home. And so that was with the first seizure. And
Mm.
then he says, almost 6 months to the day it happened, my beautiful growing boy had another seizure. How could this happen again? The fear ripped through me. It wasn't over. I have never felt more helpless in my life. I wanted to scream and cry. I was furious that I had absolutely no control over what was happening to my boy. As always, in the presence of my wife, my mother, and my mother in law, I had to stay calm, be the rock, be the man. Prognosis, he'll grow out of it.
Wow.
So 6 months later, another seizure. But here's the touching piece of this. Um, So a coworker suggested that we see a doctor, and they went to a neurologist, and so they within 45 minutes of the first appointment, after many runarounds, um, they were given the explanation of what we were going through. Finally, some light at the end of the tunnel. Genetic testing was done, and Colston is now 9. He will need care for the rest of his life. He still can't talk more than 1 or 2 words that are somewhat recognizable, and every seizure can be his last. I things to worry about as a father of a blessed child: finances, care, medical needs, the possible loss of Colston. Who's going to worry about me? My wife and I have joined an online support group of parents who understand what we're going through. We have also learned to communicate with each other um, about our feelings. We are in this together. The expectation of me being strong and not showing any emotion was my own expectation, not the expectations of my wife or my family. As men, we internalize our emotions because of long-standing instilled beliefs of what a man is supposed to be. I'm here to tell you that keeping your emotions bottled up will cause stress, anxiety, and mental health issues that will in turn create separation and depression. I realized that to be the best man I can possibly be for myself and my family, I have to be true to my feelings and not live by the stigma of society's thoughts of what a man should be. And so
That,
he kept it to himself, and I didn't know anything. And that's the power of writing. I did not know his feelings on this.
yes,
I am his mother, and of course, it's something with your child, your grandchild. We all suffer through it, um, but to know that he would drive to work, his hour-long drive to
right,
work, he would cry all
yes,
to work because he couldn't show that in front of us.
right, right. That is so awesome that we allow this format for people to be able to really express themselves. Listen, you are here with us this evening at Around the Table, a place for authors, and my guest this evening is Don Leek. Let's see what our guests are saying tonight. Over here, I have, oh, hi, Tawana. She is talking about Alexis James, who passed away. She says she was a pure angel. And someone that's resonating with what happens at 45, she says, hi, I'm turning 45 years tomorrow. This message is already blessing me. So, and then I see Yolanda Everett, you're here, and you're saying hi, and you're in agreement with what we are talking about. Hey, Hazel, good evening. And yes, and to my guest speaker. And so we are so glad that you all joined us this evening. Would you all share this with someone else that might be able to be blessed, that will be blessed from this broadcast? So just go and hit your share button and share this out. Don, let me ask you before we go to the other gentleman, how would someone that is watching get your book? How would
Okay,
they get this book?
so again, it's not anything about me. They can contact me at dawnleakenterprise.com. I don't have a link for the book. I do not sell the book. It's not mine to sell. It's for my authors to
Your
sell.
author. So your authors sell your books, which
Yeah.
means, Don, you're going to have two or three of your authors come on the show, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So right now, they can contact you again at what? Don.
Dawn at
Mhm.
dawnleakenterprise.com.
Right. And then you'll be able to give them the
Yes.
information. That
Yes.
is absolutely fantastic. And so we are just here tonight, just sharing what happens when people put pen to paper. I remember when I wrote my very, very first book. It was a book called 5 Minute Mentor. And it was a book that I wrote to let people know that in 5 minutes, you can grasp something that will absolutely change your life. There went the interest in me doing books. Never thought that I would be a writer, never gave it any thought, but I started writing and it turned out to be a book. And so there are many of you that are out there that there is a book in you. You just have to start. You just have to get that paper, that pen, that computer, whichever is the most comfortable for you, and just start. Put a pad by your bed at night because it's in the middle of the night that you wake up with these great ideas about writing. And don't be lazy because there's a place for you around the table for authors. Amen. Now, so Don, let me ask you this other question. Um, because you are not actually selling these books, but you do know um, in depth about the book, what is it? You already said that you wanted to platform authors, but what is it that you expect people to be able to get out of picking up a book that's an anthology?
Gosh, an anthology, and just depending on what it's about, there are so many different things. And so for this anthology, for Finally Free, people that pick this up, they are going to, there's some chapters that have points in them on things, steps that you can take, you know,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to make a change or if you want to do something. But most of all, it helps people to have hope that they can you know, muster up the courage to do whatever
Mm-hmm.
want to do, or they can reach out to the author. All of the author's information is at the end of their chapter. You know, their entire bio, their contact information.
Okay.
They can reach out to the people in the book. Um,
Okay.
they can reach out to me. You know, um,
Great.
so that they can get help, because a lot of the people are coaches. You know, have turned into coaching. Um,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
since the book, you know, they're starting their, three of them have kicked off their own anthologies. A few of them have started their own TV shows, their own podcasts. It's just amazing what they're doing.
Limitless
Oh,
of
it
what can happen.
yes.
Yes. Yes. Could you
It's
show us the
amazing.
book? She lost her. You're back. You're back.
There you,
Your internet went
there
off
you go.
for a minute, but there you are. You can finish up. Go ahead.
So I was saying that some of them did not have a voice at all, and now they are letting their voice be heard. They are doing whatever their heart desires without that fear.
Yes.
So it's an amazing thing to watch.
Yes. Let us see the book. Let us see what this book forever free, finally free looks like. Wow.
There you
It
go.
is beautiful. Turn the back around. Let's see what it, this is. This is, and all the authors are on the back of the book. How awesome is that?
It
Listen, we want to support um, everyone that comes on this show. So please don't forget, I will have her repeat her information where you can contact her and she can put you in touch with the authors of this book. But right now, we are going to read another segment from one of our male authors in this book.
another segment. Here we go. So we have, and this author, and some of you all may know him, is Shay Brown. So the Happy Entrepreneur.
Yes, yes,
Shay Brown was one of my featured authors, and so he was very gracious to write for me. And the title of his chapter is Decisions Plus Discipline Equals Dominion. So Shay has quite the long chapter. I'm going to tell you that right now.
okay. We're
He's
just going to pick something that you
gonna,
want to highlight from that
yeah,
long, long chapter.
yes, we'll pick something real quick here. So let me find
Our
something.
guests are saying to let you know that the cover is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Good
Thank you.
job on the cover. Great.
Um, okay, so Shay's got, and I'm just going to read a little excerpt in this, and he's talking about business and, you know, making moves and doing things. He said, you see, Tony Robbins got that thing right when he said it's in our moments of decision that our destiny is formed. But he forgot the second part of that formula. See, I'm part of the Puff Daddy generation. I got my AARP card, and the second part is discipline. See, once you make a decision, it has to have some discipline. Don't be like me. I may make a decision that I'm going to learn how to cook, and I never do it. I might make a decision that I want to lose weight, but I don't do it. I make a decision I'm going to spend less than I make, but I don't do it. But if I have the discipline, then I can make the decision and I can implement that what I say is going to happen. It's all about our action. It's all about our discipline.
That is so correct. How much is the book?
The book is $20.
$20. Great.
$20.
and
Yes.
and each person that is a part of this book is responsible for getting, when an order comes into them, they get the order out.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Great.
Absolutely correct.
Listen, I do want you all to know that tonight is a double header, that we will have our other author this evening at 7 p.m. I do this once in a while when I get overbooked or something goes in a different direction that I had planned, so that I make sure that I get everyone who wants to be on this talk show on. And so tonight we're going to be back on at 7 p.m. with another author. So please let your friends know, invite someone to come and join us around the table. And don't forget, I want you to support our sponsor, which is Lorraine Barr International. I will put her information on the screen right now if you give me just a moment. And what I would like you to do is make up in your mind that you're going to be of support to this awesome nonprofit organization that supports your sisters. You can help by sending your donations through Cash App to $sign Bar 1, or going on the website www.lorrainebarrinternational.com and leaving your support there. We want to make sure that we are active in helping our sisters in any way we can overcome and have a more comfortable life. Some of the things that they do to ensure that that happens is they give assistance. They give assistance to those that need it. As I said to you before, they will be sponsoring their first surgery in Pakistan, paid for completely by this organization. But here you can get things such as specialty bras, wigs, wheelchairs, breathing assistance machines, makeup. We want them to feel good about themselves. And doctors visit for second opinions without feeling that they have to go with exactly what was told to them. But here there's someone that's willing to help them, because she herself, Miss Barr, is a cancer conqueress of a very rare cancer. And so tonight we just want to make sure that you know that our show has a sponsor. So Don, before we end this evening, is there anything that you just want to say about the book, or let people know about you and your next project? Maybe how they can be a part of it if they want to. What is it that you would like to leave us with tonight?
Absolutely. I am in the midst right now. I just got all of my authors for my second anthology, which is called Drop the Mask, Share the Crown. And that one will have 19 authors. And very soon after that, probably in mid-May, I am launching my third one. Like I said, I'm being obedient, and it sounds
Yes.
kind of crazy, and it feels kind of crazy. It feels kind of stressful. I'm doing what I'm told. So
Yes.
here we go. I'm holding on tight. The third one is called Boss Your Lane, and it is expert advice for the novice entrepreneur. So
Wow.
it'll be tons of authors giving their advice for the new entrepreneur, so they can actually get some real answers on how to get
Exactly.
rolling. Yes.
Wow. Well, listen, Don and I, this month is Women History Month, correct?
Yeah.
And we are both a part of a great and distinguished honor where we are one of, well, we're two, but there are 50 women that are being celebrated, and we are two of them that are being celebrated as top business women. What an honor. And the founder that is doing this has done such a great job with allowing us to have a platform that we would never I would never have thought about that myself. And so I'm glad that that is why we have entrepreneurs who stay in their lanes, do
Yes.
what they do. And that is how Dawn and I met. And I'm just so excited for her other upcoming projects. And Dawn, we will definitely be having some of your authors on as we talk and we move forward and make this one of the greatest platforms that they come on with great expectation of them being able to fulfill the plan of God for their lives through the writings that they are called to do. And so tonight, I am just so grateful and thankful that you said yes. So before we end this program tonight, I'd like to let you all know that we are here to help. We are here to expose. We are here to allow authors, whether they're first time authors, wannabe authors, or authors that have already written tons of books, have some exposure. There is enough room for all of us to be able to be exposed. And that is what we are all about. And so I am going to have Dawn for just one more time, let you all know how you can contact her so that she can help you to get the information to her authors. Dawn,
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I've so enjoyed
my
our
pleasure.
talk. I love it. And thanks to all the viewers who are watching us. Um, they can reach me at dawn@dawnleakenterprise.com. dawn@dawnleakenterprise.com.
And that is DAWN, Dawn.
Yes.
Okay, so let's just make sure that we are doing what we need to heighten the exposure. And Dawn, I know this will not be the last time that you will be on, and so thank you for being an awesome guest tonight. God bless you, and we will talk later. I know a name that can open any door. Unlock your dreams and your desires and dry your tears forevermore. I know the name that will keep the broken body. The name will make a blind man see. Create a miracle. You won't believe. You're listening to Original Music by Lorraine Barr of Lorraine International, who is the sponsor of our show. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. And we'll be back on air at 7 with a next guest on Around the Table.